decided to draw Lori from The Walking Dead using Sketchbook Pro. It's one of my favorite digital programs to use sometimes, and found that with my Pro membership, if I go to the Sketchbook homepage, Autodesk or whatever, anyway, there's they have weekly free brushes, and this set was the oil painting set, and I wanted to test it out because I just wanted to see how it would look, because Photoshop has some oil brushes and I just wanted to see what the difference would be. But as always, working digitally versus working oil traditionally, of course there's going to be a smoother looking finish, even though some people can get the same sort of results if they're, you know, a good enough artist working either traditionally or digitally. Some of the brushes that were in here, as you can see, some are thicker than the others. One of the thin brushes is called the Loaded Mop. That's like one of the the brushes that I use in our hair. There's obviously the fan brush, which is good for blending and getting nice smooth transitions. Then there's the Perfect Round brush, which is a fairly thin brush. Then the Oil Filbert. I don't think I use that one very much. It's more of a square tip blunt brush, and I was having a hard time because I like my colors to be smoothly blended together or to have a cell shaded look, and I was going for smoothly blended on this one, and so I was having a hard time with some of the squarer brushes. The Small Rigger, which was one of the nice smooth brushes. A Linseed Loaded, which just thins the paint. It's not an actual paint brush, so it was good for blending or lightening areas of color. There's a Old Palette Knife. Old meaning that it doesn't lay down smooth areas of paint. It has like gaps in it. And then there's the Sponge, which looks like a bunch of little circles, and I used that at some point to try to put a shadow or a contour next to her nose, and you can see it create this really gross looking spotchy brown area right beside her nose, which I didn't like, and I tried to smooth out later with either the fan brush or then the loaded linseed brush to, you know, try to decrease the effect of that. I don't paint very often in a realistic manner, so it was hard for me to make it look as good as I wanted it to look. I do have a first attempt at this, which I may or may not upload because it was pretty bad. She looked like she turned, you know. I can't remember the actual actress's name. Oh, but yeah, see, that's where I had put in the, use the sponge brush. Well, you can see what I'm using looking at my brush section right over onto the right hand side of this video. Adding some darker colors in order to make her face pop out a little bit more. I know most people probably wouldn't have used that bright orange as a highlight in her hair, but I tend to go for stuff like that. If you're picking up some other conversation going on, there's another video playing in the background, so sorry about that. Adding some highlight and depth to her eyes so that they won't look flat and gross just sitting inside her flesh. Just a few darker lines around her lips to make them pop out. Had to do a little reshaping on her eye. I didn't really finish this drawing. I just really wanted to test out the brushes. And there we have it. Just, you know, just a test out. Thanks for watching, guys.